Hello YouTube. You really haven't missed anything, but I have been streaming for over an hour. Nothing happened. Absolute inane babble and child invasion, which is fine. You know, every now and again it's got to happen. Middle of the summer holidays, for goodness sake. It's bound to happen sooner or later. So, shh, don't wind them up, don't let them know. To be fair, by the time this comes out on YouTube, it's going to be so long ago, they'll be like, what are you talking about, scoundrel? Why aren't you talking about the current world apocalypse that's going on? Oh, this is very, very bad taste. Oh, you shouldn't talk about these things. But hey, what can you do? Right, enough of this. Let's actually do some Dwarf Fortress. Let's reacquaint ourselves with this fortress, which so far has been mismanaged in a most egregious manner. Thankfully, I popped into Sal's stream earlier, and some of the root causes of my problems were revealed to me. I was shown the error of my ways, and hopefully I'll be able to redeem myself this stream and make it look a little bit, make things look a little better. Yeah, Chunky Nut. Just so you know, Chunky Nut. Turns out the reason you were standing around in that room is you're in a burrow, which means what I'm going to do right now is look for burrow 1. Is he really in a burrow? Let's just confirm this. I know in my heart of hearts it's true. I don't need to. Why did I do that? Okay, so we need to go to this burrow. We need to add citizens to the burrow? Question mark. And then we need to find Old Man Chunky. There's an old man. Oh, wait a minute. Am I gonna... Yeah, let's not sing that one. He's in a fucking... How did I end up putting him in a burrow? Why is he in a burrow? What happened? What was I doing? Why was I... He says, reaching out for a tin of alcohol and tipping his head back with a big swing. How did I end up messing this up? How did I make it work? 2 years in the burrow. He's going to be happy now. Now we can actually get out and do some of that sweet, sweet masonry he came to the fortress to do. Okay, so we've freed Chunky Nut from his prison. Let's have a little check of the fortress. Yeah, we've got some forges going. That's good. We've got a barracks on the right there starting up. Got a bit of stone gathered up here. That's all dandy. That's all good. We've got a graveyard at the top with a dormitory just below it. Lovely. What have we got down here? These look to me to be bedrooms, special bedrooms for special dwarves, nobles and the like. And I think what I'm going to be doing is smoothing those bad boys out, giving a bit of engraving on them, and then popping my nobles in there as and when they are required. Well, actually, no, as and when they are completed. Fuck nobles. Then down here, we've got a couple of carpentry workshops, a little stockpile of wood, some step ladders, I believe, bins, beds, and what's this one? Wheelbarrows. Oh, I've actually named these. Furniture. Oh no, this one's just furniture stockpile, but I'm going to name it now. I'm going to do it. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to say Control N, and I'm going to say step ladders. Oh no, my mum's married a ladder. You can see that. You get that joke? It's a pretty good joke. That's a very sophisticated pun. I hope some of you at least chuckled at that, because if nobody chuckled at that, then it's dinner time all over again. Honestly, I thought my jokes were okay up until the point I had kids, and now I realise that I've been a dad at heart all along. It's been dads all the way down. I didn't realise. Can someone please explain how and why someone was trapped in a burrow? Well, I'm not sure there is a why. I didn't do it deliberately. It just seemed to happen. So, I mean, can we really say there was a why? Because if the person who did it just didn't even realise they'd done it, there was, it was just a how. A how would be good enough. But a why? I don't know. I don't think there'll ever be one. Anyway, this floor here, what have we got? We have all our stone business going on. So, mechanic, a couple of masons, stone stockpile, output stockpiles for the masons and the mechanic. Oh my god, I'm burping away. Pardon me, hiccuping now. Oh, if I fart at the same time, we get the triple. I've got a load of craft dwarf workshops here. I presume I was going to make this some sort of output room for the craft dwarves. That's fine. And this stinks of guild hall. Is that a guild hall? It is a guild hall. Yes, okay. I'm assuming because it's got a zone in it. Let's go down a floor or two. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, I really did fuck this fortress up. It's barely got anything going on for it. Now, before I continue, I'm going to do a quick save, and I am going to turn to chat, and I'm going to say, in all seriousness, if any of you can think of any other stupid, fucked up shit that I have done prior to starting the stream in the last session, could you point it out and give me a little hint on how to fix it? That would be ideal. That would be lovely. Okay, I don't know. See, the thing is, it's like a 3-hour, 4-hour stream, Chunky. So, I mean, you've got to catch that. I mean, it must have happened fairly early. It must have happened fairly early on because, I mean, from the get-go, I was complaining about your lack of Masonic activity, wasn't I? I was getting a little bit aggy about the whole thing, and it turns out, obviously, in hindsight, it was my fault. A burrow was drawn, and then C was pressed, and Chunky Nut was selected from the menu. Pure chance. Chansu! But that's a different thing. I don't trust dwarfs that hang around in a rectangle doing labours. If only he had been doing labours. I'd put him in a place where he couldn't possibly labour. It was terrible. Check that your kitchen is actually cooking something. Did it happen right at the beginning? To be fair, I was a little bit off my tits last stream. I am much more compos mentis this time. I mean, last stream I was in a state. And I knew it. I went up to bed after the stream, after I'd took the computer apart, taken it upstairs, and Kel said to me, half asleep, how'd your stream go? And I went, badly. I really did badly. And she was like, oh, there, night, or morning, and that was it. That was it. I knew in my heart of hearts I fucked up. It was bad. The engravings of what happened in the hay barn are far too explicit. Oh my goodness, what did happen in the hay barn? And do I even have a kitchen, Sal? I mean, it's nice that you're willing to encourage me in my Dwarf Fortress journey and help me out from time to time, but I mean, do I have a kitchen? I mean, are you just like making me sound better than I am? Fishery, kitchen. We have got a kitchen. Currently preparing easy meals. Yay! I did set them up. Good. Excellent news. So, in that case, we need to start thinking about how to get this fortress back on its feet, because the food situation has been really quite bad. And I think the best place to go for that is Dwarf Therapist. I need more farmers and fewer stone haulers. So, let's have a look at farming. I've got one farmer. It's Sal. There's a little tinge of irony there, I feel. I feel like that might be the universe trying to tell me something. In that case, we need to stick someone else on farming duties as well. How about Burr Asbot? You know what, let's look for a peasant. You got any peasantry knocking around? Look at this. It's a peasant who's already dabbled in farming. Zassit, you're in. As are you, Esm. There we go. We've got a couple of farm peasants ready to rock in the fields. It's good. I like it. Let them eat raw helmet. Oh, that's good. Yes, I mean, I feel like that feels like a precursor to a revolution, right? When people are saying, let them eat raw helmet, not only are people who are not in the know going to look at you and go, excuse me, I don't know what you're implying here, but that's a little bit too much, thank you very much. Whereas the people in the know will be like, no, they've got to fucking cook it. Actually, no, don't cook plant helmets. I mean, what will happen if you do? The seeds will be gone. That's no good, is it? That's no good. I wish I'd googled Dwarf Fortress burrows raveling. Things would have gone a lot smoother if I had, to be fair. They would have gone a lot smoother. I mean, in the circumstances, Sal, you've done very well. And it may explain why, uncharacteristically in this fortress, the dwarf named after you has not been producing quite as many children as expected. Because they've been run off their feet working in the fields. I reckon the second there'll be someone to take some load off your feet, you'll be right on your back in the hay and popping out those little sprogs, no time at all. Or maybe not. Who knows? Who knows? Druidsmead says, am I doing beer? Add the other peasants to plant gathering. Oh, okay. Peasants. Plant gathering. Where's that? Farming, soaping, wood burning, lime making. Plant gathering. There we go. Excellent. And commit. Will 3 dwarves be enough, I wonder? You know what I might do? I might remove stone hauling from their duties. In fact, also leave plant gathering, leave farming on. Have they got anything else on? Architecture. Feel free to dabble in architecture. That's fine. No animal handling. No burial. Food hauling. No. No furniture hauling. Item hauling. Yeah, go on then. Push haul vehicle. No, never. Refuse hauling. Oh, that's something I want to do. I wanted to start segregating my refuse stockpiles because after reading the wiki a bit, I realised that was an option. Stone hauling, that's the biggie. There we go. This should keep them at the farms a little bit more. Excellent. Excellent. Is Druid's Mead doing beer? Let's check. I doubt you're making beer, to be fair. You are probably making some sort of brandy. Making something from fruit. Exciting. Probably dwarven wine as well, I would guess. Let's take a look at the stock screen, see if we've actually got anything in. Kitchen, drinks. 7 apricot wines and 9 persimmon wines. There we go. Let's stop those being cooked with. No more boozy brunches. Oh, thank you very much, Sal. Immediately I fucked up yet again. What the hell is this?
I just wanted to move the water.
Did you? Did you really need to do the whole stealth crawl across the floor, though?
I like crawling still.
You still like crawling? Okay, you can get her water. Go on. Don't forget to put the jug back in the fridge, though. Okay, get it here. I better pour this water, otherwise there's going to be a bit of a swampy worktop situation. I'll be back in a moment. I'm not even going to bother pausing the microphone this time. Okay, come on then. Oh, my trousers. Be careful.
I think they heard them.
I'm sure they do.
Hopefully they didn't.
Who knows, maybe get my phone out.
But they're going to spam the shack. Always if you release the merchants.
Oh yeah, the merchants. I forgot about them. Sugar. Alright, off you go to bed now. Come
Shack
on.
will spam if you release the merchants.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. Night night, love you. Think hard before you come down again. Love you, night night. Ah, there we go. Nice little shot in my gut there. Look at that. Oh. Ooh. Right, let's have a sit down. Ah, there we go. Are some of my fellow farmers single males, says Sal. A question to which I might not be able to immediately get the answer, but we'll have a quick look. There's a male. Zassit is a male, currently sleeping, so, you know, maybe you could sneak up on him, steal some of his essence, some of his vital fluids. What's that from? Single farmers near you, yeah. How I love to stop worrying and love the bomb. What was it called? Dr. Strangelove, that was it. Whew. Anyway, right, let's have a little look here. Am I even dwarfed, says Druid's Mead. I think you are. Didn't you pick someone, you wanted someone called Fuzzy Beer? Frothy Fred, that was it. You wanted Frothy Fred, the brewer. You see, this is what happens. People watch for too long, they get frisky with the names, they're like, oh, name my dwarf this, and they don't know they've even got a dwarf in the fortress. It's good. Mind you, we've got enough. We've got 69 dwarves. I mean, technically, we have 69 adults, that's a very adult number, 0 children, and 1 vulnerable baby. Well, that's good, that's good. I can't remember if I'm in this fortress or the previous. Any signs of a Private Ryan? He may have been sent on a mission. You were in the last fortress, and you were the final survivor of a horrific military engagement, which felt like it had been preordained, right? It certainly had a ring of nominative determinism about it. Determinism? Words not working. Excuse me. Right. It is the sexiest number. That's quite right. It is. Until somebody farts. And then it stops being sexy. Anyway, enough about my experiences. Let's look at these dwarves and figure out what's going on. So, the fortress is looking pretty sparse. We haven't done much here. The food's not coming quick enough. But we've done some rectification here. We've checked that we've got people working the fields. That's all good. We've checked that we've got someone cooking the food. That's all good. We've taken Chunky Matt out of his bizarre, unintentional personal prison. And now let's take a look and see if we've got anyone in the depot to trade. We do, although we may have already traded with these people. I'm not sure. We've got a hell of a lot of spiky balls. Very nice. Hopefully, these aren't elves. I don't think they are, though. And we've got copper balls in there. Not a problem. They're great for trade. In that case, seeing as we're flush with cash, let's do big trades. Let's get all the bars. Let's do buy the gems. Let's just clear them out. Not clear them out totally, but let's buy all their gems and buy a lot of stuff we don't really, strictly speaking, need. Just to butter them up a bit. Because you know what? I watched old Krug Smash yesterday. No, today, in fact, while I was unblocking the sink in the bathroom. Horrible business. Yeah, he was mentioning how that if you get the dwarves... I mean, I kind of already knew, but this refreshed my memory. But if you get the traders happy with trading with you and you give them sweet deals, they'll bring more shit next time. Literally, somebody told me that in chat as well, but for some reason it only really sank in when I saw Krug Smash's crayon drawings. Where are we? Is there someone? Hello? You better not be in that front room. Oh, nice. It's either the coolant settling in the fridge or some kind of rodent walking through the walls, which I know which one I want it to be. Not the rodent. Anyway, let's have a look at this raw crystal glass. Don't really want that. We can make our own glass. Clay, ropes. You know what? Ropes are underrated. Let's buy some ropes. Let's get ourselves a shitload of rope, and if we ever need rope, we've got rope. That's good. Do I want water skins? You know what? I haven't made any water skins or flasks. I could just buy water skins and flasks. Bang, bang, bang. Do you see what I see? Can you see what I see? I think we may have the initial grain of musical requirement for our new cocksuckle band, because they've brought a knob. They've brought an earthenware knob, a couple of earthenware knobs. Interesting. Let's take a look at the earthenware knob and see what it's like. How many have they got? They've got loads of knobs. An unbelievable quantity of knobs. Let's look at the most costly knob. I think it's this one. I think it's the first one. A 300 trade credit earthenware knob. Let's have a look. Let's have a look, shall we? Ooh. Aaron Yarn says, I remember when I got back into Dwarf Fortress mood and consequently began to stalk the Dwarf Fortress section on Twitch, kept bumping into Sal everywhere. That's because Sal is a streamer who is putting in the effort and actually being a part of the community, whereas I am a lazy motherfucker who... You are lucky if I will say hello. I do watch other streams, but I kind of sit there and I'm like, I could say something, but I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna watch. Poor old Blind. I watch his streams, I watch Sal's streams. You know, I don't always have to say hello. I don't have to. It's nice to say hello. I nearly didn't say hello tonight, funnily enough. I was like, I don't need to turn up at the end of Sal's stream and go, hello, I'm streaming, raid me. I mean, come on. Let's give Sal an opportunity to have a look around, see if anyone good streaming. But unfortunately, I forced her hand when I heard them talking about my exploits. Oh, Sal, did you mention what we were talking about today? Very briefly. We have exchanged some messages on the subject of an idea. So, yeah, if she hasn't mentioned it, I won't mention it yet. But it could be fun. It could be fun. The sexiest number is 420 because it divides by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and nothing excites like a large number of divisors. Oh, does 420 divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7? Obviously it divides by 1. 2 is 210. 3 is... Oh, we've hit the wall of my mathematical ability. Amazing. Incredible. Amazing. Does it divide by 7? 42. Oh, yeah. So, I mean... amazing. I mean, I just like 420 because it's the 420 Blaze It number. Best number. Anyway, Shizou says, is it elf melting time? Not yet. Not yet. We'll melt some elves eventually. We'll get round to it. I know I've been very lax in my streams. In fact, I don't think, have we melted any elves in Cryptbeards yet? I talk a good game. I shit talk the elves a lot, but very rarely do I actually take any action against them. Oh dear. Lurking is a time-honoured tradition and a big portion of why this sort of internet interaction doesn't trigger introvert exhaustion. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. Excuse me. I'm not sure why you're so giddy about an invasion of Warhammer orcs smuggled in by the trade caravan. Well, who doesn't love Warhammer orcs though, right? They're the best orcs. They're the only orcs in my heart. Here we go, here we go, here we go, etc. Soul Shinnery, welcome to the Soul Shinery? Soul Shinery? So I'm going to go with Shinery rather than Shinnery. I mean, sunshine makes sense. Shinshine makes less sense, unless someone's fucked up polishing your shoes. So yes, Soul Shinery, welcome to stream. Thanks for joining us. And clearly, we've found the hook that will fish you out of lurking. A little bit of incorrect mathematics, and yoink! There we go. Talking immediately. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining us. Fucking knife ears indeed. Threes are easy. Add the digits, and if they're divisible by 3, the main number is... Really? All these mathematical tricks. You know what? Where I've been doing a little Blender lately, I started working on shaders, and I've been watching a lot of videos by some smarter people than I, talking about sort of coordinate spaces and how you position textures on geometry. And those bastards stealth taught me trigonometry. How dare they? How dare they teach me about three-dimensional coordinate spaces, polar coordinates, and other various geometric doodahs and gewgaws? That's not fair. I wasn't ready for learning. I wasn't ready, and they bloody rammed me up with knowledge. Terrible. Those Babylonians with their good taste in game consoles, says Claycree. The Babylonians, you say? Hello. Oh, Shizou. I mean, careful there. You're treading on... You're on a dangerous trajectory. I mean, yes, you're correct, but fuck's sake. Shh. Careful. No, you can't do 3D graphics without trigonometry, it turns out. Or at least, I mean, you can do some 3D graphics without knowing trigonometry because the computer's doing it for you. But, damn, my shaders got better the second I started learning about trigonometry. God damn. Wait a second, this is just maths! That's quite right, except I would pluralise maths, because I'm English, and we do that. My kids have started using a lot of Americanisms when they're talking, and I feel like a... No, it's not true. I feel it's in my blood to correct people when they say shit wrong. I'm terrible for it. I'm a proper grammar fascist, but I'm actually bad at it anyway, so it turns out I'm a hypocrite. What a shame. What a shame. 1 math, 2 maths, 3 maths. Oh... Correct. This is one mathematic and another mathematic. Trigonometry mathematic and quantum mathematic. Hey! Literally everyone who learns coding. I tried, but I find it difficult. I find node-based stuff a little bit easier to grok. Which is why I will not make 3D games, says Soul Shinery. Oh. Intriguing. You're a two-dimensional person, or have you completely gone barmy and decided it's just 4 dimensions plus from now on? I saw there's a guy doing a YouTube series. I wish I knew his name, but he's been talking about making like spherical games and non-Euclidean games and things like that. And his videos are pretty fun. It's interesting to look at someone walking through a 4-dimensional space. Very fascinating. 3D vector arithmetic is at least 3 maths. I suppose you're right. Yeah, I think that would be correct, yes. Vector maths with all its boxes and brackets. Arithmetic, very basic. But the 3D part, surely that's included in vector maths, right? I was always tops in math, but I absolutely hate them to the point that even though it's my main talent, I refuse to pursue a career that involves them. I was never passionately against maths, but I was pretty inactively against. When I was doing A-levels, I got kicked off the maths course for doing literally no work. But, you know what? I just discovered booze, so I didn't give 2 shits. Which is probably, in hindsight, a bad move. Still, never mind. The whole you're never going to use a calculator. I know I say this a lot on stream, but did we all have that teacher who said, what are you going to do? You're going to carry a calculator everywhere you go, are you? Are you going to carry a calculator in your pocket everywhere you go and use it wherever you go? And I want to find those teachers now. I want to knock on their doors one by one and go, oh, let me just whip this device out of my pocket that's more powerful than all the computers that were used in the Apollo missions combined, and just bring up my calculator app, which has now made most of the calculations you taught me utterly redundant. Shall I do that? Shall I do that? You know, I'd like to do that. But then I feel that might be a bit crass, because at least half of those teachers are going to be like, who are you? What the fuck are you doing here? Huh? And then some of them will be like, oh my God, you're exactly the same. You haven't even cut your hair. And I'll be like, no, I haven't. It's a long time. Anyway, where were we? Oh, thank you for the follow, Soul Shinery. Much appreciated. Oh, very lovely of you. Anyway, let's catch up with chat quickly, and then once we've caught up with what's in chat, teaching folk to perform calculations without what is literally the best tool for the job is very silly, yeah. Although, having said that, even the mathematics available to people in sort of like, not distant, not like, you know, geological time, but within the time of the ancients is interesting. They had more available than you would think, unless you're a historian of mathematics. They were doing pretty good. Like the abacus served the various people who ruled China very well. I feel like the abacus got a lot of really good usage in ancient China. Anyway, at least half of those teachers are probably dead. That's a good point. I don't know if any of my primary school teachers would still be alive, but I would hope that some of my fucking secondary school teachers would still be alive. Jesus Christ. I mean, man, that's going to be a pretty bad scene if they've all popped their clogs. Ooh. Oh, some of them were cool. I feel bad now. Turns out I'm good at maths but terrible at arithmetic. Human beings are very, very bad at mathematics. Maths. God damn it, maths! There's more than one! Sort of. But we're actually pretty good at, like, you know, parabolas and arcs and catching. We can internalise mathematics pretty easily. I feel like you can... Certain forms of maths, especially to do with dimensional spaces and stuff like that, you can internalise and understand on an intuitive level, but you would never be able to just spontaneously write out a description of it. But you do understand it. You understand it. There was this really common mistake with giving every citizen $1 million. Oh, I remember that, what you mean. Yeah, when it said on Twitch, they were saying like, oh, not Twitch, Twitter, someone was saying that's equivalent to giving every American citizen $1 million, which is, that would be what? That would require what? Plus 300 million Americans. So you'd need $300 million. And $1 million? That's bigger than a billion, right? $1 million is a... Let's type it into Google and see if it will tell us. Let's see if it comes up with a word. So 1,000,000. What? Numlock. 0,000,000,000,000. That's $1 million, right? Question mark. Press enter, and Google says a billion is literally $1 million. I thought it was 1,000 million for some reason. For some papague reason, I thought it was $1 million. 1,000 million, rather. Oh, wait, no. Oh, yeah, there's two different types of million. You know what? I've hit my limit. Oh, too much maths. Oh, it's too rich for my blood. Oh, I think I'm getting gout. I think we better stop. We better stop. Oh, did we just have someone discussing whether or not maths is discovered or invented? I watched the Lex Fridman podcast where they mentioned that, and it blew my mind. Romans didn't even have a digit for zero. I knew that, actually. There was a documentary by, is it Terry? No, Terry Jones. R.I.P. He did a documentary about the number zero, and he was talking all about how it came to be invented. It's weird to think that they didn't have a number for 0. It makes kind of sense. It's, you know, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? Okay, drink the one that's already open, scoundrel. Bad sign. Oh yes, that's probably the one. I mean, let me just check that is the right one, Shizu. But you're almost certainly correct. Yes, that is the channel. Spherical geometry, non-Euclidean geometry. Well worth a little look, that one. I would recommend having a look at that code parade. Thank you, Shizu. Much appreciated. There's a short billion and a long billion. It can be both. A British billion is a million. Oh, I got it wrong. I got our local billion completely wrong. Properties of maths are discovered. The formalization of maths in expressible form is invented. Ah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I mean, I feel like there is something intrinsically real about, you know, like the basis of mathematics. Like 1 + 1 is 2. That's an actual fundamental reality, right? At least as far as our space goes. I imagine there's probably a way you can get 1 + 1 to equal more than 2 or less than 2 if you're using some weird extra dimensional mathematics that does something strange. But in our sort of baseline reality as experienced by the human brain, I think like that's a fact that gets discovered rather. American billion is 1,000 times more because Americans. maybe. Excuse me. Maths made you sick. Better have some pizza and stay up later. Yes. Perfect logic. Perfect little girl logic. My maths professor was going through the proof of Euler's equation and asked the question whether it was invented or discovered. It was so beautiful, I cried a little. You know what? I was once in a maths lesson where I was so oh no, that's terrible. I was about to make a joke about weeing a little, and that wasn't. That's crude. That's crass. Disgusting. All of you are actively frying my brain, my poor American brain. To be honest, everything I know about maths, I was tricked into learning. I never really cared. I mean, it's interesting. I enjoy learning about maths in the abstract. There's the BBC have a long-running documentary series called Horizon, from which have been spun off a number of standalone documentaries, and I can't remember his name. There was a series by a guy. I can't remember if it was. I think he's the Lucasian Chair of Mathematics at Marcus de Sotoy. He did a series about numbers that was pretty good, and there was also a really good one about Quantum Theory by Jim Al-Khalili that's well worth a watch. So if you've got access to iPlayer, whether through being a Brit or having a VPN, check out those. Have a look for them. See if you can find them. Look on the old iPlayer site. Well worth a look. Anyway, where were we? All you have to do is change the number base, and 1 + 1 no longer equals 2. 1 + 1 equals 10. Well, there we go. There we go. I was right. My intuitive idea was correct, which is not common. That's quite unusual. Excuse me. Oh, there was a really good book I listened to as an audiobook as well, which might be out of date. My friend Ded Doberman gave me a copy. What was that one called? It was about big numbers and thinking on a galactic or like a universal scale for like very hard to like sort of visualize or think about ideas. It was called oh Jesus, what was it called? Let's try and remember. But there was a really good book, and if it comes back to me, I will recommend it. Quickly checking up. You're not alone, Fry. Maths hurts. Writing is much comfier. You know what? I have to say, I don't know if I've mentioned this before on the stream, but I don't know if most of you know. I used to have a weird relationship with English. For my exams, I would get very high scores for sort of like spoken content, delivering talks, that kind of thing, writing factual stuff. but I was awful at like understanding character motivations and all that kind of stuff, which interests me these days. I like watching essays on YouTube about that kind of stuff, but befuddled me as a kid. Turns out I'm on the autistic spectrum and literally don't understand what they're talking. I used to sit there and they'd ask me questions about what the characters were thinking, and I was like, what do you mean? It's written here. They're literally telling you what they're doing. I don't care what they're thinking. What they're doing is important, right? Why do I care about what they're thinking? And it turns out I'm just wired differently. Just wild differently. iPlayer needs a TV license now. Oh, does it? Oh, well, I've got a TV license, so it's not too difficult. I'm pretty sure the Determined will be able to find those things somewhere. They've almost certainly got screened outside of the UK. I feel like those kind of sort of like big documentaries that they do, I think they get bundled up, and they'll have been shown on places like BBC America and stuff like that. Well, maybe not, maybe not. I've never actually had the opportunity to watch BBC America, so I don't really know what they have on it. The only time I've ever seen BBC World Service is in like a few European places. I love Jim Al-Khalili too. Very good, very fun science educator. Sorry, not maths. I mean, maths is kind of part of science, isn't it? Or is it not? Do they consider maths separate? I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, let's look at this trader's knob, shall we? Have a look at this guy's knob? Sounds like a good thing to do. Sounds like a good thing to do. Anything on the BBC worth your time ends up on YouTube anyway? Probably true. And a lot of the stuff that isn't worth your time, to be fair. Anyway, let's take a look at this guy's knob. So, the knob, worth 300 trade credits. This is a well-crafted earthenware knob. Ceramic dildo. No, sorry, that's not what it is. It's a musical instrument. The knob is a tiny handheld percussion instrument. Oh, tiny, you say? I disagree, but whatever. It consists of a ceramic block. The musician shakes the block. Does he now? Does he? Oh, are you saying that they're knob shakers, are you? The instrument has a single high pitch. The instrument has a full, focused, harsh timbre. Full, focused, high-pitched, harsh timbre. Now, I remember seeing someone on the subreddit talking about these musical instruments that are essentially shaken blocks, and they were saying that the only way you could really get a noise out of one of these shaken blocks is to shake it so fast and so hard that you're hitting like a frequency that can be heard. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure. The look around you is very good. Yes, I agree, Shizu. I haven't seen it for a very long time. It's got Peter Serafinowicz in it, who is wildly underused in a lot of stuff. You'd think someone with that good a voice talent would be around more, but then again, maybe his voice talent is so good that I just don't realise I'm listening to Peter Serafinowicz. I'm Brian Butterfield, and this is my diet. That was a brilliant video. Well worth a look. Get your head out of the gutter. It's clearly Warhammer Orcs. Get your head out of the gutter. You're relatively new here, Iron Yarn. I think eventually you'll realise that such statements will prove to be worthless. But yeah, I appreciate that you care for our I don't know. I don't even understand what's going on here. Oh, thank you very much for the follow. Much appreciated. Heavens above. At least that proves that the silent majority in chat, I say majority, I don't know how many people are watching, but the viewers, the true viewers, the ones who don't keep interrupting, they appreciate my knob gags. Ugh. Knob gag? Imagine that. I mean, sure, it could mean jokes about willies, could also mean like a sort of ball gag dildo. Oh, I think I might have gone too far. Anyway, so we need to try and figure out what kind of sound the shaken knob makes. Obviously, the low-hanging fruit would be to go and make a wet, flappy sound, often used to indicate the idea of, bit of the old, which, to be honest, not the most realistic sound. I should know. But In this case, I'm going to imagine what it would be like for a dwarf to shake a ceramic block and produce a full, focused, harsh timbre in a single high pitch. I mean, I'm imagining it's some kind of piezo-electric crystal, okay? Now, this is a bit of a leap. This is a bit of a weird interpretation of the musical instrument, but in order to get a realistic sound, I'm going to have to take some mental leaps. I have to try and work this thing into reality. So I'm thinking it's a piezo-electric kind of ceramic, and upon being shaken, maybe the ceramic is not fully fired in the centre, and there's still a certain amount of give to the material inside, and that movement creates an electrical charge which produces a buzzing noise, kind of a high-pitched, full-focused but harsh, kind of a oh, that's too intense. That's too intense. I'm thinking more of a that's kind of okay. I mean, it's no. That's not focused. It's harsh, certainly, but focused? No. Okay, that's the noise of the knob. That's the noise a knob makes when you shake it. Don't argue with me. It's just a fact. Come on, people. Grow up. Stop being so immature, the lot of you. Anyway, now that we've let's buy all the knobs. I don't think we can call ourselves Dwarf Fortress players if we don't splash out every now and again on knobs. Oh, close. I thought that was a rim mole, but it's not. It's a rim mole. Let's have a look here. We've got an earthenware golast. What does an earthenware golast sounds like? This is an earthenware golast. The yoke is made from silver. The sound chest is made from earthenware. The strings are made from cave spider silk. On the item is a well-designed image of jabberers in Yakhoof. The golast is a large, handheld, silk-stringed instrument with a metal yoke and a ceramic body. The strings are suspended from the yoke down to the body, and the musician plucks the 47 main strings. 8 drone strings are occasionally plucked. Tuning is accomplished by pegs. The instrument has a 5-octave range, going from a low to a very high pitch. At all pitches, the instrument has a choppy, steady timbre. Excuse me. It has 3 registers. The low register has a strong, vibrating, piercing timbre. So, choppy and steady, which feels like those words are pulling in opposite directions, but okay. Choppy and steady, while also strong, vibrating, and piercing. Coming off the knob, this language is too full of possible double entendre for me. I feel like I'm about to overload. I'm about to enter into a cackling tirade of naughty sex words, but I will try and restrain myself. So, strong, vibrating, piercing. And we're looking at what is basically a large handheld silk-stringed instrument, metal yoke, ceramic body. So it's kind of like, I'm imagining kind of in the double bass, but not that big kind of category. Kind of like an upright 47 stringed, no, that's more of a harp, isn't it? It feels like more of a harp than a violin, certainly with the plucked strings. So it's a sort of a harpy sort of thing. Let's have a little look at chat. Let's see what people have a look at. To blow his comical laugh. A harpiano. Oh, no, that's an interesting idea. You're asking for some high-level mental gymnastics if you're asking me to go from thinking about cock symbols to some crystal I've never heard of. I mean, am I ever not asking for high-level mental gymnastics? Oh my god, 47 strings. This instrument is just an excuse for Agent 47 from Hitman to make his way into Dwarf Fortress. It's the ultimate crossover, the most ambitious media crossover in history. Agent 47. Diana, please explain what's going on. Well, I've managed to get you into the fortress, as a musician, and you're going to be playing a 47-stringed earthenware golast. Are you practiced on harp piano combos? No, Diana, I have never played a harp piano combo in my life. I'm only fluent in guitar and regular piano. What should I do? Well, I think if you just make sure the drone strings don't go out of tune, everything will be fine. I mean, I think you'll all agree, that was possibly the internet's finest impression of Diana from Hitman that has ever been recorded, and as such I will be sending it around all of my social media accounts in the morning. Maybe not. Maybe not. Hello Demon Blast, welcome back. An elven spine. A vertical cymbalon. What's a cymbalon? What's a cymbalon? A harpiano is a harpsichord. Oh, damn flapjacks. I think you may have caught us there. I think you may have actually cut to the nub. It sounds... But, excuse me. This mentions no keyboard. So I feel like the piano idea that has come in somehow through chat is maybe a bit off the mark. I don't think it's a piano harp. A harpano? A pianarp? I don't think that's what it is. I feel like we're misinterpreting. Each string is a garrote. Yes. Yes. Imagine. Oh, it's like one of those egg slicers made out of wires. You just push your victim through the harp and they just slice. Like in The Cube. Do you remember The Cube? That movie where they're in a cube and they get killed by traps? Of course you remember. Of course you do. None of you are that young, surely. I need to Google what a cymbalon looks like. I'm guessing a cymbalon is basically an inflatable set of cymbals from France, right? A cymbalon? Cymbalon! Inflate the cymbalon! Maybe? So apologies to any francophones in the audience there, appalled by my attempt at a French accent. It's, yes. An English thing, I'm sorry. Right, let's type it in. Let's overwrite my billion here. Cymbalon. What have we got? What does it bring up? Images of... Oh, interesting. Yes. Yes. Kind of like a xylophone dobro, if you will. The cymbalon is a type of chordophone composed of large trapezoidal box with metal strings stretched across its top. I mean, I do love a trapezoidal box. I really do. But it's not quite what we're looking for. Anyway, it's all about the sounds. It's all about the sounds. So let's think about it. 47 strings, 8 drone strings. It needs to sound both. Where are we? I've lost my place on the description. All pitch instrument is a choppy and steady timbre. Well, I don't know how we're going to interpret those. Let's put those on the back burner. The low register has a strong, vibrating, piercing timbre. Okay, so it's mid-low. It's not vibrating. I'll use the vibro hands. Do you remember the vibro hands technique? I don't think I had the camera last time I discovered it. That has a vibrating sound to it. I like that. Sorry, I'll read Demon Blast's highlighted thing, but I've got to ignore you for a second, otherwise I'm going to get distracted. So the strings are plucked, so it's like a harp or a guitar. Yes, yes. So we're plucking the strings. I'm imagining it in a harp arrangement. So, dung, dung, dung. Very flat, very bland. Don't like that sound. Doesn't work. Vibrating and piercing. Dung, dung, dung. Maybe? It's difficult to do the drone strings and the harp. Should we call on the assistance of Mr. Pitch Shifter? Not the band, of course. Not that I've got anything against the band Pitch Shifter. Let's quickly call up my VST plugin host. And we'll turn on the Pitch Shifter, which should provide us with some beautiful, deeply pitched harmonics. But this is not what we want. We want drone strings in the mid-low range. So let's bring it up to 6 instead of -12. So, dun, 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 dun. Did that work? Did that work? Did the introduction to Starship Enterprise, whatever it's called. The music from Next Generation, did that work? Let's have a little look. I think we need to move on. This isn't working. Let's move on to the next set. The middle register begins at mid-low pitch and has a wobbling, vibrating, fragile timbre. But also, of course, choppy and steady. Don't forget that it's choppy, steady, wobbly, vibrating and fragile. I think the last one was pretty wobbly. It needs to be higher. It needs to be higher. It sounded like a Mario song that plays in Bowser's Many Castles. What the... Sort of that. Oh, I can't do it. Okay, here we go. It's a duty to mire the stream in musical mysteries. Ah, I suppose that's a good way of interpreting your role here. That does make sense. God, I'm getting warm doing this. What happens if you do your vulnerable baby's voice with the pitch shifter on? Let's have a little look. Let's put it to -12. I'll read out the population figures. The fortress currently has 69 adults. Ooh, sexy. 0 children and 1 vulnerable baby. Sound okay? I'm sure it sounds all right. I have a habit of getting the pitch shifter on, setting it to 50% wet mix and humming into the microphone. And when I get caught by my family, it's even more embarrassing than if they caught me with my pants around my ankles, sitting there going wow, wow, wow into a microphone. I would rather get caught playing music on my earthenware knob. This is making me want to edit the footage and make a full cocksuckle band tune. Well, you know what? Maybe wait till the end of the trade before toddling off to do that, because we may well find an even better instrument. This one so far, I'm not feeling the noises I'm making, but, you know, everyone loves a bit of knob, right? Everyone loves a bit of knob. So, mid-low pitch, wobbling, vibrating, fragile timbre. So, bang, 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 bang. No, it's not. Oh, God, I'm feeling dizzy from that. That's too organ-like. Doesn't sound like plucked strings. Let's try again. Dang, 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 dang. Ding, 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 ding. I'm doing my best. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, God, I've got a sweat on now. Who would have thought that music could be so exhausting? Oh, anyway, the high register begins at mid-high pitch and has a full, focused, vibrating, harsh timbre. And thank you very much to the sub. Oh, very nice. Let's click on the thank you button as well. Thank you very much, Demon Blast. Much appreciated. Just a sec. Let's get back into the shape of things. So, high, mid-high pitch, full, focused, vibrating and harsh. Oh, okay, that's as far as we're going with this one, because this musical instrument is fucking exhausting. I haven't sweated this much since I last played my knob. Oh man, I thought this fortress, I genuinely nearly restarted this fortress, and now I've seen this trader's knob. Oh, I'm glad I didn't. So glad. So, let's have a little look at a giant chipmunk bone rinmol. What does a rinmol look and sound like? Let's have a little look. This is a giant chipmunk bone rinmol. The drum is made from giant chipmunk bone. The head is made from pig leather. This object menaces with spikes of well-crafted cinnabar. It's poisonous, you know. The rinmol is a small handheld percussion instrument. It consists of an hourglass bone drum with a leather head. The musician strikes the head, and the instrument has a 1.5 octave range going from a high to a very high pitch. Tuning is accomplished by adjusting the tension of the head. The instrument has a sparse, dull timbre, so sparse, dull, and high-pitched. Excuse me. Oh dear, hiccups and burps. Perfect. So, where were we? Let's just get a little bit of this heat out of my clothing first, because I am certainly getting a little bit warm from this. I had a delivery today, says Druid's Mead. 45 minutes late. He blamed his sat-nav. I asked him if he'd seen Star Wars and the bit where Luke turns off the targeting computer. Stay on target. Stay on target. Delivery man, you've turned off your targeting computer. Yeah. I feel like I might have better luck if I just wing it, you know? Use the Force. It's the best way to find out where you are and where you're going. Just pay no fucking attention whatsoever and drive. I don't know why he's got such a high-pitched voice. Feels weird. Yes, Sol, Cinnabar is indeed an ore of mercury. Although you can't get any mercury in this game as far as I'm aware. It's not a... Yeah, plain hand drum. Boring. It goes... Because it's high-pitched, right? Is that what it said? 1.5 octave range going from high to very high. You got a little knob on the side, or a little handle on the side to turn the pigskin. Good. Are we happy with the Rin Mol? Because I don't think I've got any more musical instruments in me. Not only am I out of breath and sweating, I've also developed a mighty need to pee from having caned these 2 cans of... Well, I say 2. Caning that can of cider and having this one on the side. There is one more, however. There is a sphalerite tobal or a selenite tobal, which is worth more. It's the sphalerite variation. Let's take a little look at what the tobal does. This is a selenite tobal. The tobal is a mid-sized, handheld, globular stone wind instrument. New. The musician blows through a double reed at one end. The musician selects the pitch by stopping holes. The instrument has a 4-octave range, going from a very low to a mid-high pitch. At all pitches, the instrument has a steady, mellow timbre. Oh, I like it. It has 2 registers. The low register has a clear, full, flat timbre. Oh, sorry, it's globular. You're right. I need to hold it. I need to imagine I have my hands on a pair of buttocks, attempting to gently force them away from my face while tickling them. That's good. I like that one. The high register begins at middle pitch and has a breathy or breathy, warm, heavy timbre. Oh, this is normal, isn't it? It's perfectly normal. Why would anyone not do this? We all do this, right? This is exactly how everyone's Thursday night goes. Classic Thursday. That doesn't sound heavy, does it? There we go. And that is the tobal. What a beautiful musical instrument. What a marvellous little journey through the world of music we got to take there. Amazing. I'm buying them all. I'm just going to... Fuck. You can select everything on the page? Oh my god. You know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. It's only going to cost us, what, 93 grand? Fuck, what am I buying? Oh, have I literally marked up everything they've brought, not just what's on the... Oh. Can I afford everything they've brought? Is that an option? Is that something that I could decide to do? Can I just whip out my balls and take everything from them? Is that an option? Should we just be baller? I mean, we've got so many spiked wooden balls. We may as well be baller with it, right? Let's see. Let's see. Let's put that entire bin in. Next bin, please. Got a birchen bin here. Yo, dude, that bin is birchen, as they said in the 90s. Ow! No, we cannot afford everything they've got. Now, what did I press to select everything? Shift-Enter. Ah, there we go. So, if we come back up here, we'll get all the food we wanted. That's the important thing. Let's not forget that. Where are they? Prepared giant alligator spleen. Ooh, tasty. Oh, I just love those spleens. That's what I always say to Kel when she's cooking dinner. She says, what do you want for dinner tonight? Are you cooking or am I? And I'll say, you're cooking, and get me some crocodile spleen, please. Oh, lovely. Have I gone past? I've gone down to the cheese. Usually there's stuff between the food and the cheese. Ah, yes, giant bronze axe blades, backpacks. Holy shit, I zoned out massively there. Jesus Christ. Completely turned my brain off for a second. That's fine. We'll buy some yarn. We can afford a little bit extra. Do we look at the books? I tell you what. We'll look at the books. What time is it? It's only 1:30. Nice. We'll look at the books. I'm going to take a quick break because I am sitting in this chair shifting my weight around like a child who also needs to pee as badly as I do. So, what have we got here? Books. Oh, I need to buy these musical instruments as well, don't I? Whoa. Calm down, scoundrel. Stop just spamming the keyboard for no good goddamn reason. Take a bit of care. Oh, we could buy some cloth and leather as well. That might be handy. Where have the instruments gone? I've missed them. Gone past them. Barrels, training swords, forge. Oh, there's my knobs. Where's your knobs at? Get your knobs out! Get your knobs out! Knobs out for the lads. There we go. Where were we? I also wanted all their bars, didn't I? I hear the chat moving, and I will respond to the things you're saying in a moment, just in case there's any new people in here who are feeling scared and alone. Don't worry, I will come over and say hi in a sec. But no, the regulars will look after you. Don't worry. Where were we? We're on $6,000 worth of trade. We may as well get some cloth and leather. Why not? Giant wolverine leather. Dare I say it once again. Schnicked. Let's get some more cloth. Lovely cloth. Could I have some more leather? Is there any more leather available? Oh, yes. Lovely. Giant weasel leather. Crow leather. There can't be much leather on a crow, right? I mean, if you're wearing crow leather, I mean, what's driven you to that? Is it just hard times? The only leather you could get was a crow? The only animal you could catch was a crow? Or is it a statement piece? Is it like, no, seriously, Eric Draven is the best character in all of Hollywood history and comics. Dan O'Bannon is a fucking legend. How dare you suggest otherwise? Is that what's going on here? Is that what's happening? Is this some sort of Hollywood Dwarf Fortress crossover we're seeing? Is that why people want crow leather? I don't know. Feels weird. Feels like it's unlikely. Feels like something that I may have just said in a state of possible psychological decay. But we'll see. We'll see. There's the cheese, and if I'm quick, I'll be able to read these before I pee my pants. Here we go. The elevated boat. Explained. Oh, okay. Oh, hang on. I've seen something in chat. Someone's talking about seafood. Interesting. What's this? I bet gator would be good in a stew or a soup. Dan Flapjacks has had alligator on a stick and would recommend. Okay, I'll give it a go. Fried is best. Battered and fried is cheating. I suppose that does make pretty much everything taste good. Or then again, would a turd that had been battered and fried taste good? For a few seconds before the horrific practical joke was realised, you'd be like, crunch, oh, the taste of fat, What's this? What do I find in my mouth? Why have you given me such demonic treats? Ah, you beast! I have developed a complex. Never again shall I consume corn dogs. Maybe? I don't know. I'm not sure. It's considered a seafood in southern USA. I suppose technically, like a saltwater crocodile or a saltwater alligator. They have saltwater alligators? They must do, right? It's not like they breathe the water. I suppose whether the water's salty or not is kind of neither here nor there to most alligators and crocodiles, right? Or maybe I'm wrong. 35 quid a kilo? Fucking hell. I mean, holy shit. That's quite expensive. but for an intriguing try, I'd give it a go, perhaps. Yeti meat. I think that's a little bit too endangered. Much as I am a fan of eating meat, I do enjoy the meats, so to speak. I feel like I would be, the one question you really want to ask before partaking of a meat is this animal endangered? And am I eating close to or the last one? Because that's not something I want to do. I want something that's, I want at least 1,000 or maybe that's at least 10,000 of them left in the wild. Maybe. We'll see. Kangaroo and elk meat. Oh my God. I mean, is this site endorsed by Joseph Rogan? Because, that guy can't stop talking about elk meat. Oh, it's got energy in it. Oh. Anyone see him interviewing David Blaine the other day? That was an intriguing little event, wasn't it? That was fun. Drinking water. Poor people who listen to the audio version of that. Anyway, where were we? Kangaroo goes well in tacos. Oh, we had burritos tonight. I haven't had those in ever before, but I bought one of the kits from Sainsbury's. Nice. It was lovely. The alligators in the southern US hang out in the swamps and estuaries near the coast. They get their flavour from the fish they eat. Oh, the trader has Yeti meat. I didn't notice the Yeti meat. This is the classic modern story, isn't it? No checking about where your food comes from, not giving a good goddamn about provenance, and destroying the world in the process. Ah, delicious. An unidentified meat patty. Such flavours. Such wonderful flavours. Tell me, sir, what am I eating? Well, it's actually a Yeti burger. Hopefully you will enjoy the succulent mountain flavours. Yeti burger? No! Sasquatch dogs. Yummy. I love the word Sasquatch. It always brings to mind images of David Suchet sucking on a lump of hair he's found in a muddy puddle and going, Sasquatch! Everyone else get that? Everyone else remember that? Got the guy from Predator in it. Anyway, the elevated boat explained. Holy shit, we got off another tangent there, didn't we? That didn't do my bladder any good. This is a finely crafted Donadir's Beast parchment scroll. It is decorated with well-crafted giant alligator bone. The rollers are made from lignite. Written on the item is a chronicle entitled The Elevated Boat Explained, authored by Dang Curse Savage. Dang that Curse Savage. It concerns the elevated boat. Overall, the information is not compiled very well. The work has 2 chapters. The first chapter covers the election of the dwarf Einod mansion speakers to the position of ringleader of the elevated boat in the early summer of 320. The second chapter covers the construction of the tired whips by the elevated boat in the late winter of 324. Okay, it's one of those books. It's don't really want it. Elements of the Dwarves. Let's have a little look. This is a pig parchment scroll. The rollers are made from basalt. Written on the item is an essay entitled Elements of the Dwarves, authored by Dang Curse Savage. He gets about. It concerns the sermon of the goblin Dang Curse Savage at Treaty Calms in the early spring of 224, setting the doctrines of harvesting against the lyrical doctrines. The writing contains a deft use throughout of what might be considered immature material. Overall, the prose is masterful. I'm warming to Dang Curse Savage. This feels like my kind of goblin. You know what? I think we might be getting some of the collected works of Dang Curse Savage together. I feel like we're kindred spirits. He's probably making knob jokes too. Gagging on knobs. Crystal glass Shizek bells. Oh no. Shizek, Slavoj Zizek. Sorry, I was desperately trying to make a Slavoj Zizek joke there, and turns out I wasn't very good at it. Oh well, never mind. Next time, Zizek, next time. This is all pieces of musical instrument. The Study of the Dwarf. Okay. This is a water buffalo parchment scroll. The rollers are made from mudstone. Written on the item is an essay entitled The Study of the Dwarf, authored by Zolak Murder Ruthless. Ooh. It concerns the looting of kindness magics, the scintillating clouds, from whip-knowing, by the goblin Zolak Murder Ruthless after defeating the dwarf forlorn corpse Zan Wire Anguished, in the late summer of 347. 347. The writing has a hint of viciousness to it. Overall, the prose is passable. Okay. Maybe we won't buy that one. I think Dang's my boy. Giant buzzard bone rinmold drums, selenite scroll rollers, golast strings, basson pipes. The history of art. Oh, nice. Every now and again I do a big old art. This is a raccoon parchment scroll. The rollers are made from magnetite. Written on the item is an essay entitled The History of Art, authored by Ave Renowned Sheen. It concerns the value of artwork. Overall, the prose is not awful, but not very good either. Oh well, never mind. Earthenware basin console. Okay. Wonder what games it's got. Calcite bookbinding, clear glass shizek bells, an earthenware tekak body, a native copper-bound codex. Ooh. Let's have a little look at this bad boy. This is a well-crafted, native copper-bound codex. It is encrusted with well-crafted oval chert cabochons. This object menaces with spikes of well-crafted red panda bone. Nice. The written portion consists of a one-page essay entitled The Goblin and the Coming Troubles. Oh, this sounds a bit racist already. Authored by Amsu Hated Rampages. It concerns the authoring of Secret Fort by the goblin Angsu Hate Rampages in letter lashes in the midsummer of 381. The writing has a hint of viciousness to it, yet it tumbles out almost as a rant at times. Overall, the prose is great. Another book about someone writing a book. Yawn, Dwarf Fortress tropes, engage. A diorite-bound codex. Let's have a quick look at chat first. Let's just make sure. Druid's Mead there with the joke I made as well. Well done. What did I forget? What did I forget, Demon Blast? I do need to piss, but I'll get there. Let's finish the trade, and then I'll go and take a break. It'll be fine. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Excuse me. The Coming Troubles, a treatise on reproduction. Very good. I like it. It's a nice pun. Very good. It's from a fertility laboratory. Laboratory? It doesn't sound right, does it? Fertility clinic. Is that door slowly opening behind me due to a child? No. False alarm. This is a diorite-bound codex. The written portion consists of a one-page essay entitled Discovering the Dwarf, authored by Kivish Longtomb. It concerns the studies of the dwarf Kivish Longtomb in Torrid Bridges in order to be with the master in the late autumn of 229. Overall, the prose is amateurish at best. Okay. What about this limonite-bound codex? What have you got for me? This is a limonite-bound codex. The written portion consists of a one-page short story entitled Boots and the Dankness. Ooh, sounds like it's about the ska movement of the 90s. Authored by Thorn Grove Sieged. The work has no particular subject. The writing is quite florid. Overall, the prose is amateurish at best. If the doors are opening for no reason, get eldest child to make a slab. Ah, good idea. Not a bad idea. Yes, get rid of those ghosts. Oh, we're getting a bit of through breeze from the window, and now I've had a bit of a sweat on. I can really feel it. It's nice. Anyway, we looked at the limonite-bound codex. What about this chalk-bound one? How many of these have we got? Parchment sheets. That's usually the indicator of the end of the books. This is a chalk-bound codex. It is decorated with blind cave bear bone. This object menaces with spikes of well-crafted fox bone. On the item is an image of briolette cut gems in Sartoryle. The written portion consists of a one-page guide entitled Better Mountain Halls, authored by Alpha Twigdriven. It concerns the hillocks Boulderatic. The writing contains some asides related to the author's preferences, and it has rare but particularly exquisite turns of phrase. Overall, the prose is masterful. Yeah, no, I'm all about dang, thank you very much. The Diorite-bound Codex, the final book. Let's have a little look. What have we got? This is a diorite-bound codex. The written portion consists of a 376-page chronicle entitled On the Dwarf, authored by Onget Gildersalts. It concerns the inky fences. Overall, the splendid source of information. Mr. Adams? Did your RNG suddenly fall over? Overall, the splendid source of information. The work has a single chapter. It covers the attack on the marks of winding of the inky fences at Pickbell by the heroic nature in the midwinter of 348. Am I misreading that? Or am I drunker than I think I am? I might be. This happened before. Travel guide, the best of the recursive ones where the artifact is a picture of the same artifact. We've had a few of those, yeah, we've seen many a this item on this item. On the dwarf. 376-page, one-chapter war story. I know, it sounds a little bit... Oh, the book is drunk. That's much better. That makes me feel much better about myself. Let's keep going down, make sure we're not missing anything. No, it looks good. So, we've got 11 grand's worth of trade value, which is way less than one of my weapon bins. So, with that in mind, let's bang a couple of my balls on the table, and, well, there we go. Literally, 2 balls. How can they be making profit? That's 11 grand. Or is that 1,124? Whatever, let's just give them a shitload of balls and see if they come back with more next year. Good, they're making 7 grand profit? Fine, excellent, let's trade. Are you sure you want to trade the selected goods? I'm sure I need to go to the toilet. And there we go. Trade completed. And with that, I shall do a little bit of magic. Spellcasting. Q-U-I-C-K-S-A-V-E. Thank you. Good. So, well, let's have a little interval, shall we? Even though we were very much interrupted by the younglings earlier on, I'm going to take another break because, you know what? I feel like it. And to be honest, if I don't, there is going to be a warm, wet patch in my trousers that just won't do. So those of you watching on YouTube, thank you very much for putting up with this meandering nonsense, and hopefully you'll watch another one. Yeah? Maybe? I mean, to be honest, there's so few of you watching on YouTube. It doesn't matter if you do or don't. Don't feel any pressure. Just, if you fancy it, watch another one. It's good, isn't it? Maybe like and subscribe. You don't have to, though, again. Whatever. Bye. Bye.